Apple Watch Series 6 is undoubtedly the best smartwatch you probably don't need to buy. I say this because this device is not a necessity. It's not like you need this. It's not like a phone, but it is a really, really, really convenient luxury item that's convenient, that does add a lot of value to your life if you have the money to spend on it. And what's so interesting about this product is that everybody who buys an Apple Watch buys it for different reasons, because you can use this however you see fit in your life. For me personally, because I'm a tech nerd, I really wanted a watch that was an extension of my smartphone with lots of smartphone capabilities, which this watch does have. And it also needed it for more personal reasons, for my health. I don't do the best job of taking care of my health. I barely sleep. I have like 4 or 5 hours of sleep a night. I don't have a good diet. I should be exercising more. There's just a lot of things that I should be doing. And I'm 23 years old, and I recognize that right now, because I'm so young, I can get away with this lifestyle, but eventually it's gonna catch up to me, so I wanted to be proactive and kind of stop it in its tracks. Let's change gears now, and let's go ahead and talk about the design of the watch. Apple again this year has chosen to go with a rectangular design, which I'm personally very happy with. I know some people would have preferred a circular design or some design options this year, but I really think the rectangle is the right way to go. It's a very iPhone-like design, like it's like a mini iPhone on your wrist, and I personally really like that. When it comes to actually using apps on the watch, it's super seamless and easy to use because we are already used to using rectangular screens to navigate menus and use apps, and it's very easy and seamless on the watch because it still follows that rectangular design. The watch that I have is wrapped in an aluminum body, which I really like. You can also spend more money if you want to get it in graphite or stainless steel, I think it is, but I think the aluminum is just fine for most people. As for buttons and controls, on the right-hand side of the watch, there is a button and a rotating crown that have different purposes depending on the app and how you're navigating the menus. And as for colors itself for the design of the watch, I personally went with the space gray, but there's tons of colors this year that you can choose from. And what's really great about the Apple Watches is that they're so customizable. So for me, depending on the shoes that I'm wearing, I either wear a brown leather band on my watch or a black leather band on my watch, depending if I'm wearing black or brown shoes that day. And they were super cheap too. I bought them on Amazon for like 10, 20 bucks. Apple does sell their own like watch bands that you can spend a premium price on, but I personally think there's tons of third-party support out there where you can get really good quality watch bands for like a third of the cost that you could have paid in the Apple Store. Let's now move on to easily one of my most favorite things about the watch itself, which is its smartphone capabilities and notifications. So for example, let's talk about notifications. I never have to grab my phone ever again. Like that's just an incredible feeling. Like, do you ever find that, you know, when you're just kind of loafing around and doing nothing, you keep grabbing your phone and kind trying to see if there's somebody that texted you, if there are any notifications that you want to clear up, or emails or Instagram DMs, like whatever it looks like for you. I found I always would do that, and I would just be aimlessly wasting time on my phone. But what's great about the Apple Watch is that it will tell me when I get notifications, so I will only need to grab my phone when I actually get told that there's something on my phone to be read. Like that's amazing. Like it really has helped me not grab my phone as much and to kind of focus on the tasks that I'm working on. So on that note, you know, your iPhone battery life will go up because you're not turning on your screen as much, because you're only gonna turn it on if your watch tells you to. But on that note, you don't even have to really grab your phone anyway, because a lot of the things you can do on your iPhone, you can probably do on the smartwatch. I'm gonna tell you why. So for text messages, if somebody texts you, you can respond on the Apple Watch. You don't need to actually grab your phone and text back, which is amazing. It's like a full-fledged messaging app built into the watch. You can either type out what you want to say on the watch by drawing it, or you can use Siri and use your voice to send text. I personally prefer using my voice. It's super quick and convenient, and Siri is super accurate when it comes to the words that are coming out of my mouth that are being sent to the person I'm sending it to. It's not a gimmick. You know, gimmicks are where a company is forcing a way or a method onto you, but it isn't actually better than what they're trying to replace. In the Apple Watch's case, using your voice to send text messages is actually incredibly convenient and really more of a tool than it is a gimmick. You can also answer phone calls, which is amazing as well. I never miss phone calls ever again because my phone is always on silent, and I think a lot of you guys do the same thing. It's quite strange when you think about it that we have cell phones that are meant to receive calls, but we put them on silent anyways. So what's great about the watch is that when I get a phone call, it will ring on my wrist no matter what. So I'll never miss a phone call, and then I can actually answer it on my wrist and actually speak to the person from my wrist, and also have the speaker on the watch project what the person is saying. And it's good quality on both ends. The person can hear me very well from the people that I've talked to through the Apple Watch say the quality is great. And then on my end, I can hear them just fine through the speakers. My watch keeps activating itself. Like Siri keeps raising. I keep moving my wrist and Siri keeps turning on. The speakers on the watch itself is great for audio and listening to what somebody is saying, so I'm super happy about that. Now I want to talk about the health features of this watch, which is another big reason why somebody would buy the Apple Watch, probably a much bigger reason for most people than the smartphone features. Apple has done an incredible job. Depending on what it is you're trying to track, there's an app for it, there's data that can be collected for it, and it can show you trends for so many things. But I'm just gonna focus on the things on this video that have benefited me and what I'm kind of focusing on. So number one is sleep tracking. I have terrible sleep, and I really wanted to improve that, and then the Apple Watch is a great tool to help me kind of get on track to sleeping properly. So every time when I go to bed, it's tracking my heart rate, and it does basic calculations to figure out when I've fallen asleep and when I've woken up based on my heart rate data. And it's also able to track my resting heart rate as well, which is really cool when I'm sleeping. And really the power of the sleep tracking app is the trends. It's showing me how much I've slept every night, and if my sleep on average has gone up or down over the weeks. Before I had the Apple Watch, I actually would sleep like 4 hours, 4 or 5 hours. But with this watch now, I've been really motivated to sleep better, and I've been kind of hitting that 5-6 hour average, but I'm really trying to get to 8 hours. But the point is that the trends are here to kind of hold me accountable for improving my sleep. On top of all of this, if you really want more detailed features or detailed data interpretation of your sleep, there's other third-party apps out there that give you way more detail than what Apple offers. But you know, Apple has done a decent job with that, and I'm pretty content with the sleep tracking already built into the watch. Still on that note of sleeping, something I really like is the alarm system built into the Apple Watch. It's like a tiny haptic motor that when it's time for you to wake up, it like lightly taps your wrist just hard enough to wake you up, but not too hard where it's like buzzing extremely hard and it's almost annoying. I really like that because I prefer waking up that way to a little tap versus having an alarm blaring, screaming for me to go awake. So that's an awesome thing about having a smartwatch on your wrist when you sleep. For me personally, I really like that it's always constantly tracking my heart rate, my resting heart rate. You can even track your cardio VO2 max when you're exercising, which I'm trying to keep track of and really improve on over the next few weeks. Something very interesting that is very specific to me is hearing. I play music loud, like super loud, or I play video games on my TV very loud, and the Apple Watch is actually tracking the decibels or the loudness of my day every single day, and it can give me trends to make sure that I'm not killing my ears. Which I actually have a huge problem with, and it's really nice that I have something telling me to like chill out for a sec. So it has lots of data that can show you when things are too loud, and it even kind of prompts you to say, hey, like turn that down. Or if I'm listening to music on Spotify, it will automatically turn down the music, which is really cool as well. I did get a chance to try out Apple Fitness Plus subscription, which is you get 3 free months if you do buy the Apple Watch, and then I believe it's $12.99 Canadian every month after that. And it's super fun to use. I actually tried it, and there's tons of workouts on there, from strength, high intense workouts, yoga, meditation, cycling. Everything imaginable, it's on there. It's fun because they have Apple Music playlists running in the background as you're working out, and then you can even save that playlist if you liked what the instructor had, and then even the instructors themselves are super fun and interactive. I think it's a great subscription service, and if you are looking to buy an Apple Watch just to use the Apple Fitness Plus, I think that is totally a good reason because there's just so much depth in there, and it did just come out, and I can only imagine it will get better over time. Overall though, health-wise, I can go on for hours about everything that this watch can do in great lengths and detail, but it's not necessary for this review. Really the point I want to get across is, number one, these are the things that I've found solace in and what I'm happy to track off my watch that, you know, that improve my life. But number two is that there's just so many things that this thing can track and that you want to be on top of, that you kind of pick and choose your experience with the watch. So if you want to improve your sleep and improve your health, they have it. If you want to track your menstrual cycles and make sure you're not going deaf every day, it has it. If you want to track your steps, making sure you're standing for 12 hours a day, or, you know, getting your resting heart rate down, it's all like in there. Like anything health-wise, I would be shocked that you can't do it on the Apple Watch. It's there. Calories, diet, weight, you know, third-party apps all talk to the watch, which sync directly to the health app. So really, you're picking and choosing your poison. If you're looking to buy the Apple Watch to track your health, you're not going to be disappointed with what it has to offer. Other aspects about this watch that I love is the always-on display. The Apple Watch Series 3 and the SE don't have this feature, and really, it's just in the name. The display is always on, and I think it's a great thing. Apple has a lot of really cool customizable watch faces that you can put on your watch, and I just think it's such a shame that you have like a smartwatch and the display is always off. Like if you were to get a cheaper model, I really think those models don't live up to the definition of a watch, which is to tell time. Like you know, if you buy the cheaper one, you always have to actually tap the watch to see what time it is, or raise it in a way where it knows that you're looking at it and then it'll tell you the time. Versus I can casually look down like this and see what time it is because the display is always on. I just think, I personally couldn't live without that, and I even think in tiny like social situations where you don't want to be rude to the person you're hanging out with, but you want to see what time it is, I just think it is way more subtle when you can glance down and check the time versus going like this. And then the person you're hanging out with is like, okay, like this person definitely just wants to leave. Incredibly rude. I don't like this guy. So even on things like that, I think it's crucial that you have an always on display. A lot of people were talking about always on display potentially affecting battery life. In this case, I don't think so. Like battery life on the Apple Watch Series 6 is incredible. It lasts a full day through the night when I'm sleeping. And typically I'll wake up with about 20% battery left, and then I charge it in the morning, and then it gets to around 90% by 10 o'clock. I'm at work, and then literally like 20 hours later, when I wake up at 8 or 9 o'clock again in the morning to get ready, the watch drains down to around 20%, and then I charge it up, rinse and repeat. I've never had the watch die on me, so there's that. And really the X factor to the Apple Watch, what ties the whole experience together is the performance through the S6 chip that's built into the device. It's super, super powerful, incredibly fast, super smooth animations. Like in terms of raw power and like what the apps are capable of on your watch, you know, they're not really subject to many limitations. They all run incredibly well, and it's thanks to how powerful the chip is. You know, I couldn't imagine using this watch and it being laggy. Like it would just ruin the entire experience. But when you buy the watch, I'm telling you right now, it's super smooth, it runs just like your iPhone, so you won't be disappointed on the performance end of things when it comes to loading and using apps. Overall, the Apple Watch Series 6, like I said in the beginning of this video, is the best smartwatch that you don't need to buy. It is an incredibly, incredibly convenient and luxury companion to help improve your life health-wise or to keep you connected to your smartphone when it's away from you. But it is not something that you need necessarily to improve your health or to stay more connected. You don't need these things to improve your sleep or to exercise more or to do any of those things. You know, these are just tools to help aid you to, you know, get a more desirable outcome for your life. And if you have the budget to go out and buy it, I totally recommend it because I'm super happy with the purchase, and a lot of other people who have the watch are super happy. I just think it's one of those things that if you can get one, like you're gonna love it. But if you can't afford one, like don't worry about it. You're not really missing out. It's more of a luxury than it is a necessity. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Remember to drop a like down below if you guys did enjoy. Subscribe if you're brand new to the channel. It's great to have some support. And comment down below, #AppleWatch. But until next time, another tech review will be on the way. Vlogs, I know I keep saying this every video. They are coming. I have a few more tech reviews to get out of this way, and then I can finally return to making the vlogs that you guys really enjoy. Or maybe I might just sneak one in this week. Who knows? Anyway, until next time, I'll catch all of you guys in the next video.